This is the Power Element Podcast, episode 78. All right, if you're new to the show, my name is Paul. I produce the podcast. I am a journeyman lineman by trade. Raul, your host, is a journeyman lineman as well. And he currently serves as Director of Operations, T&D, here at Sturgeon, California. All right, moving right along. Special guest today is Charles Molina. Charles, by trade, is a journeyman lineman and now serves as the Director of Safety Operations, T&D West for MYR Group. If you didn't know, MYR Group is our parent company here at Sturgeon, California. All right, we knock out a quick impromptu Q&D episode with Charles. Great conversation. Appreciate you, Charles. All right, we'll get to the show, but first, promotional partners. Milwaukee Tool. Since the company began in 1924, Milwaukee Tool has led the industry in developing innovative solutions that deliver increased productivity and unmatched durability for professional construction users. Head on over to MilwaukeeTool.com or on Instagram at Milwaukee Tool for the latest and greatest. Total Safety Supplies and Solutions. Total Safety Supplies and Solutions is your one-stop shop for your job site tools, PPE garments, rubber goods, testing, and more. With locations spread across the U.S., you can expedite and simplify your day-to-day needs with a vast assortment of trustworthy services and solutions. Visit TotalSafety.com. We are your preferred tooling and supplies service experts. Speaking of them, had Danny and Tim out at the golf tournament, IBW golf tournament. Good time. All right, next up, High Voltage Industries. The biggest brand on Instagram showcasing all aspects of the high voltage industry. These guys have been working for nearly 10 years on showing the world what we do and how the industry gets it done every day. Check out the Instagram page at highvoltage_industries. They have some of the best merch in the game. Head on over to highvoltageindustries.com. Use promo code POWERELEMENT, one word, all caps, to get 10% off your order. Once again, that's POWERELEMENT, one word, all caps. Do us a favor, be sure you're following them on Instagram too. You can check out our new rodeo collab with Benchmark, High Voltage Industries. Collabed on a shirt. Let us know what you think about the collab. All right, a few more promotional partners: Klein Tools, Working Athlete, Gelco, Co Eyewear. Use promo code POWERELEMENT for 15% off at checkout. All right, do me a favor. If you guys enjoy the show, make sure you're following the show on your favorite platform. Give us a like, share the show. Also, give us a rate. Would appreciate it. Helps the algorithm out, gets our show out there more. All right, get to the show. One last thank you. That's going to be to the entire Sturgeon, California workforce. Without you, this podcast would not be possible. All right, let's get to the show. Power Element Podcast, episode 78. Charles Molina. Appreciate you. Enjoy the show.
This is the Power Element Podcast. We're ready to go. Once again, charged up here in Chino. Man, this look is looking good in here. We got the new podcast table going.
You feel good about it?
Dude.
Cozy, feel like you're at home?
It's a nice setup.
It's like a new bucket.
Kinda. We need a bunch of bucket hooks hanging off the side. Maybe a hand line off to the left.
Get a couple of little marks on it.
Yeah, this looks good in here, buddy.
What do you think?
I'm happy, man. I can't complain. I was really excited about some of the podcasts that are been coming out, especially that last one.
Yeah, we had a good one. Jill?
Had a good one with Jill, and I'm not sure when this is going to air, but I know you got a bunch of content you got to put out, but that was a very good podcast. If you guys haven't listened or watched our previous podcast with Jill Anderson, check it out.
Appreciate it.
A lot of good value in that one.
How was your weekend? 4th of July? Look a little tan?
4th of July weekend was nice, man. Ended up going to Arizona, nice. Which is pretty nice. You know, got a little wet. Got the boat in the water with some friends and tempted to do some wake surfing. I don't know if you guys have done that, but man, not the easiest thing out there in the world.
I got a question.
Yes.
Hydration. Are you hydrating on the water?
Absolutely. Hydrating. I'm definitely, I've taken another approach with that though. I'm combining amino acids, electrolytes, a little bit of creatine, and kind of sipping on it all day. So it's like a flavored water mix. It works pretty good.
I like that. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You
Another
good with
one?
it? Yeah. I asked on LinkedIn,
Huh?
do you drink water? And this kind of goes into your Havasu trip.
Yeah.
Do you drink water during the day because you're disciplined about it, or because your crew helps you your crew helps keep you in check? What do you think?
I can tell you, when I was in the field, like I wasn't that good at drinking water. You know, for some reason, you just never took the time to make it an effort to put the water in you. You know what I mean? Like it was like something that was kind of a, here comes the grunt sack and let's drink some water now. Or like, hey guys, let's take a break. It was one of those things that made us as a crew do it together. I don't know if it was a ego thing or something at the time, but I think it was dumb for sure. I think you gotta make it an effort, and it's not just that day, it's the day before, right? Like you're hydrating the day before and getting a good rest, getting a good meal, and all the things that our friends at Working Athlete and everybody, all of our partners, kind of help us with Velocity on hydration. It's a big deal. I think it's a crew effort though. I think you guys gotta pitch in and look out for each other.
But you felt like your crew kept you disciplined.
Mm-hmm. I think so. For me, what about you?
Yeah, absolutely. The apprentice grabbing, if there's any time you're tailboarding or talking it out, apprentice, you should grabbing some waters and hydrating the crew is always good accountability too.
It's kind of building a good habit too. I mean, I think I'm better at it now, as I'm getting older. I didn't know the value of hydration and water because it doesn't feel good when you get dehydrated. So I think it's something you got to learn, practice, and definitely as an apprentice, we got to build those good habits now, so that when these guys are, young journeymen, running crews, running work, that they have already got those habits instilled with them. So.
We'll get off this, but I think the last thing too is the knowledge and the resources and the training we have on hydration and how it affects our body is probably a lot better in the past 5 years than
lots of education. Yeah. Dude, the education is out there for that stuff, and I think that's what made it real to me is how important water and how much hydration is just for the decision-making process. Man, you lose those responses, man, you could go down and, not just physically, but mentally, now you're making some shitty decisions, and we don't want that. So, yeah. But anyways, speaking of Arizona, you're getting off topic here a little bit. We got a guest from Arizona today.
I'd love for the guest to weigh in, too.
Huh? Yeah, I'm going to have a weigh in.
Arizona, man.
I'd like to introduce our next guest. How you doing today?
I'm good.
You doing good?
Cooling off in
all the way
Cali.
from Arizona.
Yeah, getting away from that extreme heat.
Charles Molina, he's a regional safety manager, director. We were talking about regional safety managers.
Right.
Really got me all screwed up. He's our director of safety for the West here for MYR Group.
Yes.
Came in to visit, and glad to have you. And for our listeners, he was not ready for this. We were having a good safety discussion, and I said, you know what? Let me show you the new podcast studio, and I think this would be great for our listeners to hear. So here you are. So welcome, buddy.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
What do you think of the studio?
Oh, man, it's sweet. It's so freaking sweet.
It's pretty good in here, right?
This is next level.
We've come a long way, dude. Like, we've come a long way from our little studio, right, Paul?
Yeah, humble beginnings. I like how you say that, but I think it's nice. We get guests coming into the Chino office all the time to utilize the space and get people like Charles on real quick, get a safety message, get some of his story. I think it's be great.
So is that your strategy in this? Putting it in Chino or what?
It was. I'm gonna say in the future, Charles is probably never gonna go in a dark room like a studio with us ever again because he's gonna get what's that called? Blitzed with podcast again.
Anyways, we appreciate you coming out, man. I know we got business to handle too. You're out here for a reason, but I thought this would be a good opportunity to get your message out there. A lot of our folks at MYR Group and our subsidiary companies, we're a large corporation. Even here locally, some of our guys don't know who you are, and we got a good. I don't believe this or not. I mean, it's more than just me and Paul listening to this podcast, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
But I think there's some value in getting your message out. We're gonna do a cool, what do we call a question discussion? Sounds like, which I really like these, man. I think this is a good way to bring out the some of the content that we have, and kind of dig deep on some of our values and what we think about safety and leadership and culture, and so it's pretty good. What do you think, Paul?
I like it.
Yeah.
Charles, can you weigh in on that first subject we had there?
Yeah. So the
Hydration.
The hydration.
Yeah, what do you think?
It's so important. It is something that is overlooked, definitely. Coming from the Valley of the Sun and Arizona sunshine, it is something that early on in my career I did not do. I was not very good at it, and until I started seeing guys going down later on in my career, I didn't see the value in how important it was to hydrate. Make sure you're drinking 8 ounces of water, like constantly, every 30 minutes. Just to stay on top of it.
Dude, back in the day, man, like the water. I mean, we're doing bottled water now, right? Like pretty regular. It's been a long time too, and like I'm gonna go back, but remember filling up the jug with the freaking the hose,
orange
bro?
igloo.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's bacteria city in that thing.
Bro, I remember stopping at gas stations, bro, and be like, fill it up, let's go.
Yeah.
And I know your background, we're getting your background. I know your background's utility. It'd be interesting how you're raised in utility versus contractors, but you didn't get the utility ice, bro. You didn't get the filtered water as a contractor. You rolled up, you got whatever you could get, and you're like I said, you're taking a homeowner's hose and filling it up halfway during the day, and there's no ice, by the way. But now we got Yeti coolers, we got you name it, we got supplements. Oh, I don't like mango chili. I want grape.
There you go.
we got all kinds of flavors for the guys now, which kind of goes, I think, into improving in our sophistication in line work, right? Like we're getting better.
Right.
We don't have to keep doing shit the old ways because that maybe not have been the right way. Although there's some, like you and I were talking, there's some core fundamentals in some of those processes that we still use today, but there's a lot that we've improved.
Right.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. What else you got, Paul?
Cool. You want to get some questions?
No, I'd like to probably get into the guests first, if we're okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Kind of nobody really knows who you are. I'd like to go back in time, I call it, back in the time capsule, to back when you can remember and, pick a spot maybe where you grew up.
Okay.
Kind of your childhood and kind of we'll work into your career and kind of what you're doing now, and we'll kind of work in the topics along the way. You good with that?
Yeah, good.
Cool, man. Shoot, it's all you.
All right. Well, grew up in, I'll just say, southeastern Arizona. Born and raised in Arizona. Grew up in a small town, a lot of farming, a lot of cattle, a very small school. There was a cooperative there that we had a G&T, Generation Transmission Cooperative, and then the local distribution cooperative that received power from there. My dad worked on the G&T side. He started out as a janitor and worked himself all the way up to, was their first apprentice for the cooperative, and topped out, and then he worked himself up to foreman, and supervisor. Yeah, and then
So you watched your dad go through all the struggles that you had to go through.
I did
at some point.
Yeah, and I did not want to be a lineman. I knew what great childhood it gave me. Growing up, I had anything I wanted, but still had to work for some things. And I wanted to play baseball. And went to college and hurt my knee, and that was it. And I'm like, what am I gonna do to make lots of money without that? Became a lineman.
So talking about baseball, were you any good? Obviously, you're in college, but all positions, or were you just good with the bat? What? Were you fast?
I was a catcher.
You're a catcher.
Yeah, I was a catcher.
Nice.
I could hit for average and power.
Yeah.
But I remember back in the day, they said that the average pro catcher would throw from first to second, home second in 2 seconds. And I would consistently clock it like 1.16.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Cannon, bro. Laser. Here it comes.
Damn. Piazza.
Yeah.
Or what, Mike Sosha?
Sosha,
There you go. Sosha.
What were some of your some Hall of Famers that you liked?
Oh, man. Tony Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn.
Man, hitting.
394.
Oh, man. Wade Boggs. Catching wise, Benito Santiago.
Oh yeah.
Sandy Alomar, of course, Mike Sosha.
Yeah.
And I grew up where it was TBS or WGN, and I was not going to be a Cubs fan. So I'm an Arizona
Yeah.
Braves fan, but I'm a season ticket holder at the Diamondbacks. So we got Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks, yeah. That's a pretty cool state. They got the water thing in the back. And I think
the pool,
yeah. I got the little pool. Have you done the Arizona Diamondback pool yet?
I have not. No, I don't think you'll be seeing me on
It's a
TV.
community pool? Like it's in the
You seen it?
Is it like Miami Dolphins?
It's like a pool straight
Yeah.
up in there. Like they're
Yeah.
all up in there swimming, bro. It's like kids and
pass.
it's kind of like the
Catch a home run in the pool.
it's kind of like the jacuzzi at the gym, bro.
It smells like a lot of bleach.
Oh, yeah.
Shower shoes is a must.
Dude, I played baseball.
Nice.
A little cool fact. Back in high school, I played a little bit, but I stopped playing because I wanted to work.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I got hurt or anything. I was ready to work, make money, and
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go to college anyways. I knew I was going to, follow the footstep of my dad and just get right to work and,
Yeah.
start being a provider.
Right.
And but then I got asked to do the DH job, right? Designated hitter only. I'm like, what you talking about? Like, yeah, you're only going to hit. I'm like, that tells you one thing, right? You're like, you can't field. You're not have a strong enough arm as like my man here. But that's pretty cool. So you obviously started figuring out what I got to do next.
Right. Yeah. So I became a lineman, apprentice lineman, and topped out down there in Phoenix through 769. And
Which program was that? Was that with the utility or with
no, outside line construction.
outside line construction, Southwest?
Yep.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
And what time frame was this when you're going through as apprentice? Was work pretty good out there?
Yeah, work was booming. We were.
Yeah.
It was in the early 2000s, late 98, 99.
Yeah.
All through there, and
What was the work you guys were doing mostly?
underground. There was I was blessed. I was a very good climber, so I got to go out of town a lot. Did a lot of transmission, built some substations, did a lot of distribution and a lot of overhead underground conversions.
Cool.
All through Phoenix and stuff. And then
Did you travel a lot when you were apprentice?
I did. Yeah, it was all through
All over.
Arizona.
Yeah. So you were probably not home every night.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's kind of the same now too. That's kind of what. Well, I guess it's a little bit different now for us, California. Like we got these long-term MSAs, and guys can kind of get situated. And these, the hats off to the utilities. They put us in a good position,
For sure.
to have these long-term, like I said, MSAs that make us real successful.
Right.
We can get the right guys in the area they live.
Yeah.
So we don't have that revolving workforce unless we have to ramp up or ramp down because of the workload, right? So I think there's a lot of good success in that. So what year did you top out?
It was 2001, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And then you start hitting the books, or what was your plan then? Did you travel as a lineman, or?
Yeah, I was traveling and quickly worked my way up into foreman, then GF and superintendent. And then I was traveling so much, it was time to come home and, or lose the family, what every young lineman struggles with and or young family struggles with. And went to the power company and became a power company guy.
Yeah, there was a, you brought up a point there. I think it's pretty good to touch on, and Paul could probably jump in here too. I don't think a lot of people or a lot of guys getting in the trade understand how taxing it is on relationships.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're close to home most of the time, and you're in the same bed, in your own bed every night, like you're pretty fortunate, especially for outside line, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But then you get the stress of the job, the hours. You start mixing those types of things in, and it's pretty taxing. I know that Cody, our friend at Extreme Ownership, he used the word alignment. I mean, a question came in, and he used I loved it because it stuck with me on. If you want to get in this trade, or you're in this trade, make sure you're aligned with your spouse,
Right.
or your significant, or even just your family. Like, hey, this is what's going to happen. right? And it's going to be hard, or maybe the work takes a different turn where you're working a lot more. I got to work the weekends now and align in solving some of those problems, because take it for what I'm saying is understanding it too, because those are things that I probably could have done better, is aligning way up in front,
Right.
either hours or what. And I think it'll relieve some of the pressure on the relationship, which relieves the pressure when you're actually putting your hands on the work.
Right.
Right. You can be more clear focused on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Versus, man, my phone's ringing, what's going on at home, that
Right.
alignment's huge. What do you think, Paul?
Yeah, I think that's clear. Getting into the trade, the realistic expectation that the work may not be fruitful for where you're at, and you got to go where the work is sometimes. And sometimes it's temporary, sometimes it's longer than you want. But I think to kind of keep that household together, like Charles was saying, that sometimes you got to do that and either make a switch in your career or where you're working at and figure things out. So,
Yeah. Very cool.
But I think having the expectation from right the get go with apprentices, having that good talk, that it's not going to be working in your backyard. It's probably not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the questions about, traveling isn't 100 miles away. You're going to be traveling.
Right.
Like, that's not home every night, so it's definitely something to consider. But if you get through that, and you can definitely, like you said, provide for your family, and now you have choices when you top out. Right? Like yours was to move into the utility. Let's talk through that.
Sure.
What made you go to the utility? Was it just to stay home?
It was home? It was just, coming up through the trade, I never wanted to be a utility lineman, and once I was there, I got to be on a bare hand crew, and that was a goal of mine, and so, I was pretty blessed in my career, the way it's taken me, the journey I've been on.
And your first leadership role, at the utility, you worked as a lineman. Did you go up through the ranks, foreman, general foreman? What was your trajectory there?
So once I was at the utility, I filled in for the foreman when he would go on vacation. And then shortly after that, I had a work accident. And so broke my ankles and my back, and that ended my days in the tools, per se. I then, man, what am I going to do, And so I became a system operator. It's generally a 2-year program at most power companies. I was certified in, you have to go through a testing facility, and I was certified as a system operator, NERC certified system operator in 3 months of hiring. And so I attribute that to my knowledge and apprenticeship and, being in the trade. Otherwise, it probably would have taken me 2 years to understand, system dynamics and power flow and, and VARs and all that good stuff.
I bet you never thought that was going to be a position you were going to be in.
Never thought. Not.
Yeah.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah, working, essentially shift work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not what you signed up for.
No.
From being in the field, with the guys, and
Yeah.
Cool. Great opportunity, obviously,
Yeah.
because like you said, not a lot of people get that behind the curtain look at what the reasons why, and what we're doing, and the whole reasons for it. But you did, so that's cool.
Yeah, I was blessed being a lineman, then also being on the other end of making sure when you disabled reclosing, that it was my responsibility that stayed off while they were there. And
you knew who was on the other side of that.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
And, a lot of people going into that field think it's just a big video game, but it was personal to me. You have somebody's head inside that breaker doing some maintenance. Don't dare close that thing, without them, being in the clear.
What's crazy is it still kind of happens to this
does.
day, right? You hear those stories and you're just like, with all the processes and procedures and everything we got, like that still happens, which, well, we can probably start talking about it in a little bit, but like building that capacity if something does happen to protect your body, which I know you're passionate about.
Right.
you know, the EEI model and, you know, the energy wheel and stuff. But
Absolutely.
I think it's, yeah, man, it's different when you're on that other side and you've done the work too, right? Like you understand there's a person behind that and how important it is.
Right.
I would just hope everybody does.
Yeah.
You know, 'cause that's a good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
So you ended up in the behind the desk, if you will.
Yeah, it
How
was.
long did you do that?
Almost 10 years.
10 years.
Got burnt out. I really missed the camaraderie of the outside world, you know, and the outside line, and just, you know, that interaction with the guys, and took a little headhunter job, little contract job with a power company in Illinois, but I still wasn't part of the guy. You know, I got to interact with a lot of our brothers and stuff. They were the guys I was managing, but just on behalf of the company and power company. And then took a job back in Arizona as a supervisor for a separate power company there in Arizona. And I guess that's my first real, like, supervision, although I was a GF and stuff at a young age, but I didn't know what I was doing. You know, back then you're just thrown into the fire, and
Here's the keys.
So
You get guys asking you for a couple things: your check, their checks, and tools.
right.
That's it. No, I get it, man. That was got it back in the day too. Now that role's changed, obviously.
Right.
You know, we'll talk kind of more what you're doing now, but you see the difference in
Absolutely.
where we were and where we're going. We just redid our roles and responsibilities. We're looking at it. Our roles and responsibilities for foreman.
Yeah.
And man, things have changed. Even just 10 years ago, we thought what our foremen were doing back then, what we thought the expectations were.
Right.
Fast forward to now, different. Totally different. Like, we're not, which means sets the foundation of what I'm supposed to do as a leader.
Right.
And so, we're doing a little pulse check on that, and it's, man, totally different. It's crazy. It's forever evolving, if you will.
It is. It's such a, just to look back, you know, from, you know, just 20 years, how it's evolved. It's amazing. And what it actually takes to be a guy leading a crew and making decisions and assigning tasks. It's a daunting, scary thing for a young journeyman.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so now obviously we didn't talk a lot about your journeyman career, but maybe that'll be a different episode, because I don't think a lot of people know that our director for MYR Group safety is a journeyman lineman. So kind of got some wits around him, boys. Like, there's some things out there that he's probably seen, done the same thing you have. And I think for the most part, and we've had our conversation about the guys and, you know, culture and leadership. I think it's super cool. So how'd you end up at MYR Group? How'd you end up out here with us? So you went to another supervisor position, a different utility. How'd you end up with us?
Well, I got a little burnt out. I felt like I was being underutilized, and I wanted to make a difference. I really did, and this opportunity came open, and it was just like everything aligned. Like, you know, I was looking, they were looking, you know, and here I am. You know, 2 years later, it's gonna be 2 years, and actually on almost my birthday. You know, in September.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it was a birthday present and everything all in one. So.
That's awesome. So going on 2 years.
Yep.
So 2 years, I talked to a buddy of mine, and he says, you truly don't know your new position until like 1 year into it, right? You kind of still figuring it out. And
right.
At 2 years, they say you got your job figured out by now. You know what you're supposed to do. Is that the case, or what you think?
I think I'm probably 50-50 there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident in some aspects, and still like, oh man, I got to study a lot on this piece or this process. And you know, I thought I knew it, but I didn't know the nuts and bolts of it. You know, so you know, I'm on my way. I'm constantly reading, trying to stay up with the day-to-day or the real-time things that are happening across our industry and safety, and on the operation side, and but I'll get there.
Yeah. I just threw that out there. I don't know if that was
Yeah.
true or not. I just see where you were at 2 years, but I think it's
pretty close, yeah.
Well, I think it's pretty interesting because you run a large territory, right? Like
Yes.
you're involved in. I mean, do you know this? How many states you're in charge of? I mean, what are we looking at as far as utilities?
Oh, utilities. Shoot, there's probably 20 maybe.
So just run through them. You got all of California is yours, territory wise.
All of California, Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, Utah, and then we do have Utah district has some stuff in like Wyoming, Idaho. So Portland, which has a lot of work in Washington. So those 2 states, and then Alaska.
It's pretty good territory.
Yeah. In Nevada, yeah, we're in Nevada too. So
yeah, and obviously you got some great people below you.
Absolutely.
You got some great help in each organization. We got Ed Finnegan,
Yes.
probably one of the best safety managers out there. I can probably say that he's not only a veteran in the veteran community, he's a part of VERG, which you can mention. But I mean, Ed does a great job for us here, man. I want to tell you, like he's. I mean, I've seen him grow. Jeez, from where he started, just visiting crews to now, I mean, he's got it together. So if Ed catches this podcast, thank you, Ed, for all you do for us here in California. And he's also part of the VERG, right?
Yeah. Ed's the vice chair for the Veteran Employee Resource Group here at MYR Group. So excited to have him on board, his leadership, and take what he learned from the Marine Corps, a retired Marine, and kind of brings that leadership into what we got going on. So good stuff.
And he's also speaking at the ILR, International Lineman's Rep.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah,
If not, you do now.
yeah, he was actually he was telling me yesterday. I'm like, man, what a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Man, grab it and put that out there.
Well, he approached
do
me
it.
with it, and he's like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Before I do it, are you okay with it? I'm like, go with it, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think that would be awesome because the way he can tie the military, it's so relatable to the guys in the field.
Yeah.
And we're all trying to accomplish the same thing as one, organization or one mission, one goal. So I think he's got it. He's got it put together, man. So, when I say you're running this whole organization, you have good people too.
Really do.
That really kind of decentralizes each utility in its own way.
Right.
Each need.
Yeah,
And then you have the high commander's intent of kind of overall picture.
right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Ed does a great job for us, and truly blessed to have him in our organization and on our team, and super proud of him and what he does with the VERG, and I love that he's a Marine, and my father-in-law is a Marine as well, and I learned that you're never a former Marine, you're always a Marine.
Once a Marine, always a Marine.
That's right, and super proud of him. And one of my best friends, got to give a shout out to him, and he's my Marine as well. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Some all really good people, man. All really good people.
yeah.
I think that touched it for intro, huh? I think we kind of get a picture of who my man is here. And, again, man, this is going to be fun. We're going to do a question and discussion. He's got we got a better name for that. You got something cooler than that?
Q&D, baby. Come on.
right.
Acronym. We need more acronyms.
We need more acronyms.
Cool.
We have enough acronyms. So with that said, Producer Paul, take it away, baby.
All right, let's roll right into it. I got one from Frontline Incident Prevention, The Hurdle, written by David McPeak. Hopefully I got that right.
Interesting.
All right, here we go. Pull a paragraph from it. Safety isn't about achieving a state of zero risk. We couldn't do that if we stayed in bed all day. While there are hazards and risks that can be eliminated, we have to understand that doing work implies exposure to hazards and therefore risk. We must reduce and protect.
Protect.
We must reduce and protect. I screwed that up. All right. My question to you guys is, why is it important to focus on reducing and protecting against risks rather than trying to eliminate all hazards? Go with the safety professional here.
Man, that's a tongue twister, bro.
Yeah.
No kidding.
You need a rundown? You good with it?
What was the question again? Man, I got
Why?
all this sweat just started pouring down. No, I'm just kidding.
Why is it
No, you're
important
looking
to
cool as a
focus
fan.
on reducing and protecting against risks rather than trying to eliminate all hazards? Right.
Well, it's important to protect against risk. Well, first we need to understand what they are and identify them, and then we can essentially build controls around those risks. And the other part was versus elimination? Or?
Eliminate all hazards. So, I mean, I think the blanket statement is we want to eliminate all hazards on the job. That's not going to be the goal, right?
I think it's just to add some context. So I think
what you got?
I'll help you out a little bit because some of his questions are screwed up. Just so
This is good.
I don't know where he gets them, but we'll go with it. I think what he's getting at here in this book and where they're trying to go with it is line work is hazardous, right? We're going to have hazards that we have to, like you said, we have to identify them, and then once you've done that, like you're not going to be able to eliminate them all. Right. You're not going to be able to do that. But if you can eliminate the risk of those hazards, right, and like building in those capacity, because we're human beings, like these hazards are going to exist, right. And I think failing safely, and the models that we've been learning in the capacity model and understanding, the high energy out there, is let's focus on those high energy ones, right? Those focus on the ones that could, cause impalement, fatality, right? Like those are the ones that we probably should see less of. You see all the numbers, you know what they're looking like. We're doing so good on the little things now. All the recordable numbers are down. Everything's down except obviously some vehicle accidents we can talk about. I'm talking about industry wide, not company wide. Industry wide, those things are out there. But I think you have to understand that it's gonna take some effort in understanding how to do that, and it's going to take training. Our mindset shifts have to be a little bit different, right?
Right, totally agree.
Because we're seeing a lot of all of a sudden the numbers are good and then boom, something happens. Well, what the heck happened?
Right.
So does that make sense? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, it was a great question,
or is
man.
that well off?
Yeah.
No, you did good.
Yeah,
you want to add to that?
I'm like, holy
Charles?
cow! Shoot, let me copy all that.
Hey, how about an easy one, bro? Like an icebreaker question.
I got you.
And here I'm supposed to be the professional.
No, I got you. It's a tough question. I like to come out swinging. What can I say?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. What's one safety habit you've picked up that you now do even outside of work? Go back with Charles here.
That's a good question. Excuse me. So I do a little woodworking at home, and I grew up doing that. Just grab a circular saw and rip something. And now, I got a full setup, table saws and all kinds, CNC machine, everything. And I am still now. Before I just blare the radio, but now I am actually and I got the little side shields on my other prescription glasses, and I'm wearing side shields. I'm wearing gloves.
Yeah.
I am wearing my hearing protection, and I shoot, a lot. I have firearms, and even there, I'm getting older. I'm realizing, wait, what? What'd you say?
Hey, shit hurts, bro.
So
and shit sticks around a long time when you're older.
I'm trying to protect my hearing, So I would say actually the little things, it's those things that I've taken and really grasped, and I'm like, man, I got to do these better. And if I'm going to teach either one of my boys, this stuff, I got to make sure that they are, safe and not going to lose a limb. And they didn't grow up like we did, and we're bucking hay or, whatever, playing kick the can at night, fighting in the street, doing whatever. A lot of softies now, video games.
Video games and Twinkies.
Yep.
That's funny.
Raul, what you got? I
learned
mowing the lawn in flip flops.
No. I mean, that is definitely. I'm long sleeves, cutting the lawn, dude. I got all kinds of PPE just because I know, dude, shit don't heal fast on me anymore.
Right.
Dude, here at the river, got a little bruised toe. It still hurts. A toe, like you know what I mean, like. But
you weren't cliff jumping, were you?
No, I wasn't cliff jumping. It was a back seat on the boat.
Oh, that one going back from the little deck.
Yep.
Dude, that thing catches you all the time.
That thing catches me, but. Anyways, no, you know which one that stuck with me, I think, and it spreads. I see it too, even out here at our company and other places, is first move forward, dude. I love that one. Like, pulling to a parking lot, it's like,
oh, yeah.
Where am I parking? Like, strategically? Oh, my family hates it, though, dude. They're like, will you just park? I'm like, well, I'd rather just drive in so I can pull right out. Or, you find a nice spot. We're all on pickups, but back in nice, and that way your first move forward. And I always laugh when I see you pull into a grocery store and you see like somebody's trying to park a pickup, head in, and I always tell my family, like, check it out, dude. This dude's gonna hit like 3-point turns when I just did one. Even though the people behind you though don't like for you to back up, but I still do it. I use it as a habit to this day, and I've been doing it for years.
Same here, yeah.
You know, I think that's one habit that stuck with me. That
Are our trucks getting bigger? Our pickup trucks getting bigger, or California parking spots getting smaller? Is that Arizona thing too, man? They're getting tiny.
It is. It's you make a good
that is
point.
true, huh?
Yeah. Door dings. Anyways,
that was a little better one. Thank you for lightening us up, getting us into the.
I warm you up to the hard balls. All right, safety mindset. You ready?
Safety mindset.
All right, here we go. What does safety mean to you beyond rules and regulations? Go back to our safety professional.
Oh man, safety means to me is being personal, making sure that beyond the rules and regulations, there's the individual, and I hate to sound cliche, but make sure they make it home safe. And safety to me is just building those capacities around making sure we're risk, mitigating risk, and make sure they go home, because nobody wants that call.
Earl, hard one to follow right there.
We're keeping score again. For me, it's it's funny. Like, I can tie it really easy to leadership, and I agree. Like, having each other's back, coming up from a team sport, like that next guy, looking out for that next guy. I think that's all safety. But if I could tie it to leadership right now, it would be I'm always asked, define leadership. To me, it's influence, right? Leadership is influence. But then if you talk about what's safety, I think safety is also influence.
Sure. Yeah.
Like it's improving the culture to where that everybody's doing the right thing, because we've talked about it in other podcasts. Like this the leadership thing is great, but the culture is going to do what the culture is going to do, and it's up to leadership to drive that influence, and drive that performance. So, for me, I think safety is influence, and I think that's the purpose of what we're doing here today. I think that's what we're trying to do, is get messages out, is influence, and be everywhere our guys are. So I think we were talking about earlier too, where you're talking about going and seeing, being out there with the crews, and how much more credibility you'll have as a leader if you're out there. I think it's the same thing. I think you got to be where the guys are if you want to influence, right, and get that buy-in, versus just kind of showing, kind of not telling them how to do it, but showing.
Right.
I think it's a
presence.
really big deal. Presence. Yeah.
It's all about presence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well said, Raul. You got the hot hand. We'll stick with you. How do you help, or what are some ways crews can stay mentally engaged in safety during routine tasks?
I got to revert back to our human performance tools. We use them at MYR Group. We use them at Sturgeon, at all of our offices. But I think it's to stay engaged, you have to, don't get complacent. And I think the way you do that is having a questioning attitude during those processes. What if, what is going to happen if I, what if we do this?
Right.
And it's a balance, because you can't be in a position to where you're too blocked the whole time, not doing anything, questioning everything. But there is some value in questioning that next move, or where you're going to put your hands. What if I do? And sometimes it's just a second.
Right.
I think effective communication is another one. I'm not going to take them all, but I think there's some value in us effectively communicating to stay engaged. That I know what you're going to do, you know what I'm going to do, and that's like it's that three-way communication. I think that's so critical and so important, and we've talked about it before. If you go to a crew and it's quiet, there's probably some issues there, because we can't do line work without communicating, and we can't do complex line work without a lot of communication. So I think it's a couple of those items there.
I'm gonna cut through a speedball here. Going off Raul, do you think also having a high standard? I think you could almost kind of mix that into someone saying that a high standard is going to mean A, more rules, or B, a stricter ran crew, but a higher standard doesn't necessarily mean that, right?
I think
makes sense.
No, not really. I'm trying to figure out what you're going with.
Yeah, if we say we have a high standard on the crew,
okay,
like especially with these routine tasks of just doing it right, or a certain way to do it. I think from the outside you could think you're going a step above, or you're doing more than it needs to be done.
Like setting the bar higher than what's minimum expected.
Yeah.
I think that's you're talking about and keeping yourself in a engaged in the work.
Correct.
So
with the high standard, because we're going to deviate, right?
We're going to deviate. Right. So if there is a standard, I think what you're getting at, and I agree with you.
Yep.
I think if the standard is this is the standard, and for us to stay mentally engaged, we're going to elevate that standard to a higher standard. I think I agree with you. I think you stay more engaged because there's more opportunities to be successful in that space from normal to above standard than if you start deviating or start doing other things you're not cut in. You're going to lose that momentum and get into a position to where you're below standard, more vulnerable for an incident. So I think if you keep yourself higher standard, you're going to be more mentally engaged. I do.
Mr. Molina, agree, disagree?
I totally agree. You know, if you're a high-performing crew, you automatically have high standards. My leader, you know, in the office or whatever, doesn't need to tell me. You inherently have those own high standards if you're high-performing. And with the engagement, I think it's inherent with high-performing crews or teams. But there's a lot of that communication is key. Without that communication, you won't have a high-performing crew. You won't have high standards. And I don't think there's anything wrong with raising that bar again and again and again. And once you stop evolving or stop growing, that's when you become complacent.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well said.
Boom.
All right. What role does peer accountability play in keeping crews safe?
Ooh.
I like that. That's a tough question. Peer accountability, it goes back to the HP tools, and if you're not questioning somebody, your peer, and it's not being, you know, hey, I know more than you, but it's more of, I want to stay safe. I want you to be safe, and if you just let things go, that's when the deviations happen. And you know, there's ways you can communicate those accountabilities without, you know, being the douche on the crew or whatever, you know. But you know, I think communicating and that pure accountability, they're all inclusive in one.
Raul, what you got? What role does peer accountability play in keeping crews safe?
I think a major role. I think that's why, you know, two heads are better than one. You know what I mean? That's that person you can ask questions on, you can lean on, you could double check yourself. It also keeps you honest. You know, it's no different than a personal trainer, right? Like, you know, I've had personal trainers. You guys have had personal trainers. I mean, what's that personal trainer doing? It's keeping you honest. Right? Like, and pushing you and saying, hey, man, come on, you know, another rep, let's go. Or that wasn't 7. I think I counted 6, bro. Like, come on, you got one more, or whatever the case may be. And I'm not saying I'm that type of guy that works out, but I think that peer accountability is brother's keeper too. Yeah. I mean, that is the brother's keeper's mindset. Is, you know, I'm gonna watch your back, you watch my back.
Yeah. And
if I get out of line, let me know. Now, I think the struggle with that, and what we're constantly balancing, is that mind is, I mean, that who knows what's going on in someone's mind. You know, you could look like you're cut in, and we could engage, but then something outside of maybe that I even know is going on with you occurs at that moment, and the result is not what we thought. So for me, it's, you know, I think it's that mental health check-in, you know, peer checks. If you're gonna use peer accountability, let's just get on the same page right out the gate. Critical steps, driving down the road. That's why, you know, working by yourselves is probably not a good something to rely on. You know, in the work that we do, it probably should be two-man teams.
Right.
And if it's a one-man team, there should be some sort of you know, safety precautions built in, whether it's a self-tailboard, whether it's a check-in with your boss or whatever that may be. So I think there's some vulnerability when you work by yourself. So I think that peer accountability is a major role.
Well said. Moving right along here. What's changed the most in safety training over the past 5 to 10 years?
Ooh.
Well, I would say, there's a lot of work going on with our partner in the CSRA. CSRA. Had to make sure the letters right. Acronyms. The acronyms.
Yeah.
They've done a lot of studies, and they're studying our industry, the construction industry, and so we're getting feedback. They're getting the feedback on what works and what doesn't. And I think learning from videos, they say that everybody learns more. I don't have the numbers, but it's a huge percentage that those quick little 10, 15-minute videos, people are learning more. And you would think in our industry being hands-on, but the data shows that people are learning more with the video. Yeah.
Raul, what you got?
No, I think videos is a good topic because we're using more digital media for training. Whether it's a QR code, snap a QR code, whatever that might be, it's there, right? You could have it right next to a tool, a transmission, a piece of equipment. If maybe some training along the way didn't quite sit with the employee or the hand working on it, right? But for me, I think the training has improved so much, dude. Like, coming through the trade, I don't know what your apprenticeship was like, but we had like 10 poles out in the middle of a business center. I mean, we ended up moving a couple different times, but, the first step apprentice, we had 10 poles and we're tossing the ball around the yard, and that was the training, that was climbing school.
Right.
I mean, our trainings now are so much more innovative. We got simulators. I mean, we got live circuits, Timpson trainers. I mean, we could create any voltage we want to.
Yeah, it's crazy.
For our guys, and I think we need it. We talk about it all the time. This system is the circuits we're working on. The system that's involved in what our guys are putting their hands on is not what the shit we were working on.
Right.
A lot more complex, bigger, heavier wire. More ampacity. Some other things to think about. Automation. Right. The grid's getting more complex. So I think we're still a lot of work to do. I think we've come a long way. I do still think that there's a lot of value in some of the core fundamental trainings that we still do to this day. Hurt man rescue hasn't changed a whole lot.
Right.
Like there's some still, using, hot sticking. You come from a hot sticking local. Like those things are not something that we're really, I think we stay fundamental in those. But those things that we know are coming down the road, we got to jump right in the middle of that and make sure this workforce is ready.
Right.
Yeah, speaking of videos, we utilize that, like you mentioned. Going back to Ed Fit again, and then our trades trainer, Steve Leckfold, we got a good library going. So check it out.
Awesome.
Yep. Have you seen that library yet?
Not yet. I've heard about it. Yeah.
We got a really good library of videos going.
That's cool.
I looked in there the other day. And it's easy access for the crews. I mean, everything from driving to tools to pole handling.
Yep.
I mean, you name it, it's in there, and it's like a really good library of. I think we got to organize a little better, and I got some plans for that. But I think it's a nice deposit of videos for sure.
That's awesome.
Well, I think to Mr. Molina's point is engaging with that younger generation through a pamphlet or a couple pieces of papers, and probably not going to digest well.
That's not working anymore.
But a QR code going to your YouTube is probably going to hit that button.
Yeah.
Quick.
And you can gauge them really quick. Directly what they want to see.
Yeah.
Except TikTok. Can't put it on TikTok.
And you'd be a TikTok influencer. Make good money. You could probably quit your day job.
I heard TikTok's leaving or something.
Oh, I think so.
Or something.
I don't know.
Another topic. Another podcast.
All right, here we go. How do you build trust with crews across different, I guess we can go regions or sites or within the yard, however you want to work it?
That's a great question. It's something that I encourage, empower my team to do, especially when we hire newer safety professionals that are not from the trade, that don't have any experience. We're not so worried about the compliance of things. I mean, we're always worried, but that's what we have the seasoned professionals to do. Your job is to build a relationship. And how do you do that? Showing up, having a questioning attitude. If you know what they're doing, don't be arrogant and say, oh, you're doing it wrong, or I read this in a book, that's not how you do it. You be inquisitive, but in a respectful manner, but it's about showing up, being present, being engaged. Don't just show up and take a picture and as they're talking or doing work, looking off, counting ants or something, be engaged on what they're doing. And that means a lot to the crews that I've learned. And if you're willing to be out there in the snow, or in our case, 100-degree weather, it goes a long way, and the real magic sauce is to bring burritos in the morning. Man, that builds trust right away.
Raul, I got top burritos. What you got?
Yeah. Well, you know me, man. Like, I think, going back to our extreme ownership, academy and our training is like, if you want trust, you got to give trust. And I think that works at the crew level. I think it works at the family level. I think it makes sense. If we want to cruise to specifically on crews now, if we want to give them trust, let them own it. Let them own their equipment. Let them own, the work site, right? Like, give them the trust to plan their jobs. Maybe who's on their crews. Trust them to say, hey, how's your crew working out?
Right.
How's the camaraderie? Guy working out, not working out. Like, what's going on? You got to trust them to own that. And I think if you and you got to have their back too. Like, at the end of the day, crews are not going to perform perfect. Last time I checked, there's only one perfect person in this entire universe, and he ain't one of us.
Right.
And he ain't definitely not none of us. So I think it's something that we have to understand. There's going to be mistakes made, and we talked a little bit about it with Jill. And I think you got to stay within them guardrails. Nobody gets hurt. And give the guys the benefit of the doubt. Support them. We talked about it too, you and I. How do you want gain some trust? Why don't you get involved in this, things that the crews are into, right? Like, what's their passion? It's not just one free hat that linemen like. They like 2 free hats.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like the Harley ride you guys do, right? Out here?
That's Colorado.
That's in Colorado.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sturgeon, Colorado.
Yeah, they
do.
do.
No. Oh, is it?
They do a big.
I thought it was out here.
No,
my bad.
Shoot. You doing something I know about?
Dude,
You got a Harley?
I got rid of that Harley.
Maybe you guys got guys that go out there and they just post it. That's what it is.
That might be it. You know what? You're maybe thinking the 47 one, maybe?
Oh, maybe that's
Local
what
47 does a
Okay.
motorcycle run. Yeah, it's coming up. We support that too.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Anyways, go for it. What you got?
All right, I got you. All right, cool. We got time for a few more. We'll go with Raul.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to the JTC tomorrow.
I am. Interviews tomorrow.
Ooh.
Nice.
How many?
Last time I checked, we probably have 2 panels. I don't know, 60 or 75.
Ooh. You guys
But we got 2 panels.
You better be sharp, boys.
It goes pretty fast.
Shine those boots.
Yeah, looking sharp.
All right, what's one piece of advice you'd give to someone just starting in the industry about safety? Mr. Raul.
I feel like we've had this question before.
Well, it's coming around again.
It's coming around. About safety?
Yeah.
So what I tell me again?
What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone coming into this industry about safety? You got a little saying, slogan?
I don't know about a slogan, but I think you gotta, stay humble. You gotta ask questions. You gotta have respect for the trade. And there's when things go wrong out here, it could go wrong to where people get really badly injured, or worse. So I think that's the respect part of it. Respecting this trade, and learning from others. And I think the worst thing for us to hear is, things happening multiple times, same incident, and we've been kind of not learning about, how to recover from that or get better in that space.
Right.
So I think somebody new about safety and you got to look out for yourself, stay out of the bite, what's that, head on a swivel? You hear that a lot,
Mm-hmm.
I had a guy ask me, what does that mean, head on a swivel? I'm like, well, you're looking around, you're constantly looking up. Don't look down to your shoes and kind of looking around, make sure. I'm like, what am I looking for? And I'm like, man, this kid's right. Like, what is he looking for? He doesn't know. So I think it's that prediction factor, head on a swivel or being situational aware is like you got to predict a little bit what's going to happen next, which means looking at angles, looking at, different areas. So probably covered a lot there, but.
You weaved it. You're good. We got a lot. Is
that right?
Yeah, you did good. Mr. Molina, what you got? What's one piece of advice you give?
For safety, being humble is great. A great start, what Raul alluded to. But don't be afraid to ask. Everybody is out here. One thing linemen love to do is teach. And that's our job, to teach these apprentices. And if you're not asking questions, you're not going to learn. You're not going to learn what's safe. And I think know a little bit of history of the IBW and know why that came about.
I like
It's
that.
because of safety. And, you know, the little red book that everybody gets on their first day, that thing was written in blood. So know it, respect it. You know, if just do the right thing, even when no one's watching, you'll be good to go.
I like that.
Well said.
Tied in the history a little bit. I like that.
All right, last question. What's one thing you wish more people understood about safety? Earl, you're on a roll here.
How about you? You go first.
What's one thing?
You've been hearing me talk and blabber for almost an hour now. So what do you got?
Yeah, all right. I'll answer this question. I got
I'm
you.
a new hire. A little role play here. I'm a new hire. And that question comes up.
It's always evolving. It's going to change
I like that.
by the job, by the day. We're going to work it out. We're going to talk it out. The better we communicate, the better you're going to understand it, and we'll go through it as many times as you need to. All right, your turn. Follow that up.
Boom. Mic
Boom,
drop.
mic drop.
Ask the question again. What was even the question?
Yeah, no problem. Here we go.
Yeah.
What's one thing you wish more people understood about safety?
One thing about safety I wish everybody knew was you don't know everything. You're not going to know everything. I still don't know everything. You know, I think you got to lean on relationships. I've said it so many times. I said it to my man here just this before we came in.
We should
here.
record you guys' first conversation.
Right?
It was. We were just talking
It
about
was good
this.
stuff.
But it's, yeah, you're not going to know everything. But you know what's cool about it is if you have good relationships, you can ask somebody.
Yeah.
And if you have a good relationship with your crew and you have a good relationship with the people around you, you're probably going to get more support that way, a lot more support. So I think if it comes to safety, it comes to anything too. You know, if you're struggling with anything, the more better relationships you have. And like I said, I didn't learn this. I learned this long time ago. Excuse me. But it took me a long time to learn it, and I wish I probably learned it earlier. Is relationships could probably help you in a lot more things than just safety, but it's a big key factor.
There you go.
Yeah.
What you got?
What's one thing about safety?
Yeah, you wish more people understood.
That safety professionals aren't all bad dudes, and they're not all cops and, you know, all about compliance, you know.
I like that. I do like that.
Don't need to hit the dirt when you see the safety guy coming down the right of way. I think for the most part, they're here to help, and that's number one. They're a great resource, and they want to learn too. You know, they're not just out there to do their job. They want to be out there to help support the craft and you know, be a resource, and yeah, they're not all bad dudes.
Well said.
We got some good ones,
chicas,
too.
dude.
We got chicas and
Yeah.
girls, yeah, and women
Yeah.
and females.
Women, yeah, they do
ladies.
great. Mm-hmm.
We have some great safety professionals too. I know I mentioned Ed.
Yeah.
We got two seasoned vets that
Man,
you can't. You know, Richard and Tony.
Yeah.
You know, those
55
guys.
plus years. Just got
Yeah.
paid.
Dude, 55 years
It's
doing.
amazing.
I mean, but they got their niche with the guys, and they got their
Yeah.
way about it, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and then you know, the up and comers we got, you know, and I think there's some value in all of our safety professionals. So I think appreciate everything the guys are doing out there.
Yeah.
What else you got, producer?
Well said, man. I got you under a minute, so my job's done.
A minute? That was
Hey,
I'm sorry, hour.
that was
My bad.
that was
My
quick.
bad. What you got? What do you think?
I'm done. Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming in. We
Thank
wanted
you
to
so much.
we got business to handle. You are here for a reason.
Right.
But dude, this was a total impromptu, so I appreciate you
Yeah.
coming in. We wanted to give it a shot and see how you did. You did excellent.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know, pleasure working around you and your team, what you guys do for us and support us.
Likewise.
Any final comments?
Oh,
Anything
man,
else you want to
just
mention?
Really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate all you guys do, and you know, Sturgeon Cali being on the front of everything, on the forefront, and having that extreme ownership.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
We are pretty cool out here. We do a pretty good job.
Man, you got a golf shirt on. I like
And I
that.
got a golf shirt on.
At work.
This is the Chino office attire, which you'll be able to see more of it now that Paul's got me locked in this studio.
That's right.
At the HQ.
I'm about, I don't know what, 30-second walk from your office. So these mics are always ready.
You'll be seeing these the Thank you, Paul. Nice job with the questions.
Yeah.
Always fun to hang out. I like this format, so thank you. It was good.
You like that first question? You want another shot at it? You good? We got some more time.
Terrible question. Promotional partners.
Yeah, I got you
really
right
quick.
there.
You can see Mr. Molina. We got some big time support from some big time players out here.
Love it.
Helping us out with this podcast. We got the biggest name and brand on Instagram, High Voltage Industries. I got their hat on. What's this one called? What's this hat called?
Storm Code, black. There you go.
Storm. The Storm
Code.
Code. Looking
I like
fly. Appreciate you guys over at High Voltage. Klein Tools. I don't know if you know this, Charles, but they help us with our Crew of the Month.
Nice.
And hook us up monthly. Some cool swag. We highlight one crew every month. Josh Figueroa this month.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Fegwire.
Rodeo star.
Doing well. Total Safety Supplies and Solutions. Danny Hentages with Total Safety is our lead salesman out here.
Nice.
He's pretty much the go-to. If I need something, he's like Amazon.
Yeah,
I call
there
him
you
up,
go.
it shows up at the door.
Bro, he got everyone in his phone number. You got a problem with like carpet or anything? Doorknob? Danny's got a guy.
Danny brings it down, bro.
Oh, Danny's got a guy.
We got the Local 47 tournament coming up. I'm
Yeah.
actually playing with Danny and Tim from Total Safety and Solutions.
Nice. Good luck.
Just gonna have some fun with that, and you can't go wrong with Milwaukee Tool.
Oh yeah.
They're everywhere.
My shop's full of them. Love them.
It's not Sturgeon, California batteries, is it? I'm still looking for some.
Hey, I need some.
I tell you what, Milwaukee, you guys got to figure out how to code these batteries a little better.
They got legs.
They got legs. We're doing our best we can to keep track of that stuff. And we have to thank the entire Sturgeon Electric California workforce for everything you guys do. Without you, this podcast is not possible. Thank you very much. Guys, it's warm out there. Stay hydrated.
Hydrate.
Stay fit for duty. Be safe. And be your brother's keeper.